On November 5th, 2003, all doubt of Ridgway's guilt was erased. He pleaded guilty to the murders of 48 women. He'd made a deal to cooperate with the prosecution to provide more information on his victims and the whereabouts of their remains. In doing so, he avoided a trial and possible death penalty.
Mr. Ridgway, how do you plead to the charge of aggravated murder in the first degree as charged in count 1 for the death of Wendy Lee Caulfield?
Guilty.
How do you plead to the charge of aggravated murder in the first degree as charged in count 2?
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
It's like he didn't have any remorse at all for what he had done. You know, he'd killed so many people, he didn't remember who they were, what they looked like. I just couldn't believe that somebody could kill all those people and not remember them.
Neither could the angry relatives of his victims, who were invited to speak in court when Ridgway was sentenced to life without parole on December 18th, 2003.
That is sad on virtually every level. 48 women killed by a man who didn't even remember who they are. Sad level number 2, the man had absolutely no remorse. Sad level number 3, the family's hearts are broken and filled with anger.
You had said your memory, when it comes to all of the women you took, was gone. Our memory is not. In your words, you said that they didn't mean anything to you, but she meant everything to us.
She was a mother, she was a wife, she was a sister, and we miss her.
Gary Ridgway sat there stone-faced as victims' relatives damned him and mocked him.
He's an animal. I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
He's gonna go to hell, and that's where he belongs.
That is just sad, 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 and you can understand their pain most certainly. But even for a man like Gary Ridgway, we have to understand the gospel.
But then the emotionless facade finally cracked when the father of one of his victims appeared to surprise him with a dose of human kindness.
Mr. Ridgway, there are people here that hate you. I'm not one of them. You've made it difficult to live up to what I believe, and that is what God says to do, and that's to forgive. You are forgiven, sir.
That is amazing and sad. Here is what makes that so sad. Any atheist who is watching that is almost furious. Why? The self-righteous atheist cannot imagine that God would forgive a sinner that is so wicked like a Gary Ridgway. Why? Because they esteem themselves as being better than that criminal. God sees it differently. God is so loving and so good. He's willing to forgive a mass murderer. And the atheist, frankly, chokes on that. What? No way! Somebody that bad doesn't deserve forgiveness. But here's the message of the gospel. Neither do you nor I. But guess what? He gives it anyway. And what makes it so amazing is once you understand that that has been granted to you, the wretched man or woman that you and I are, all of a sudden we have the ability to forgive as much as we have been forgiven.